In today's video, we make a homemade tailgate table for our 2011 Jeep Rubicon JK. How's it going, guys? Colin here from Trail Thrills, and today we're going to show you our custom built tailgate table and a step-by-step process on what we did to make it. We started off with 1/2-inch plywood because it's lightweight, and we coated it with stainless steel Formica. The larger piece that you see goes against the tailgate, and that measures 13 by 27.5. The smaller piece measures 13 by 23.5, and that's what our table will be. So the hinge that we decided to go with was a standard piano hinge, and we made sure to pre-drill the first hole for this first screw that we were going to put in. We just used the included screws for the piano hinge to screw the piano hinge into the plywood. To ensure that the backing piece set evenly on the hinge, we used a 1/2-inch piece of plywood to just prop it upright. We then screwed the hinge down to the other piece. With the hinge installed, it was time for the wire. So the wire we used was just leftover wire we had laying around. We drilled a hole through the plywood and then tied a knot behind it. This was so the wire would not come through the back of the plywood. To further ensure this wouldn't happen, we then put a screw holding that knot in place. We did the same thing on the other side, and that worked perfectly for us. It held the bottom piece on no problem. We put this leftover foam that we had on the back of the piece that would attach to the tailgate. This ensured a snug fit that wouldn't go anywhere. We removed the upper trim piece and then drilled holes where those plastic drywall inserts are located. We decided to use the plastic drywall inserts because then we could use a normal screw and directly screw it through the backing piece right into the tailgate, no problem. We began screwing the screws into the tailgate, and you guys can really see how that foam makes it nice and weather tight. The screws went in no problem. It can be kind of scary screwing into your tailgate for the first time, but it's really not as bad as you think. We then pulled the wire nice and tight and knotted it securely on the other side. So the table turned out really nice. Now it's time to start working on the cutting board. We built up some wood rails for the cutting board, and then we mounted them to the bottom of the table using some silicone glue, and then we clamped everything down nice and securely and let it dry for a little while. For the cutting board, we decided to use a 3/4 inch piece of solid maple, and that worked perfect for us. We finished it off nicely, put a handle on it, put some sliders on it, and then we installed it onto our table by just sliding it into place. And it really did slide pretty well. It didn't really get hung up whatsoever. It's pretty smooth, and it's definitely going to work for us. So now it was time to find a way to mount it up on the tailgate while we were driving, and we didn't want it down. So what we used was a roller catch, and this is what's used in a lot of RVs, and it worked perfect for us. It just held it in place. So you guys can see while it's up, it still looks pretty cool with that cutting board. Let's open it up and see how it works. Works perfect. So you guys can see that this tailgate table is perfect for holding cups and water bottles. We could also probably do some cooking, some camp cooking on it. With the cutting board, it allows us to just a little bit more extra space to work on. So that is our custom-made tailgate table. We think it turned out really well, and we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on Trail Thrills.